Don't worry, I'll help you with that, ma'am. Her basket fell to a dusty pavement on an inner city street in Kingston, Jamaica, whirling up a cloud of dust that settled on her bare feet. And as I helped her retrieve what was supposed to be dinner that night, I couldn't help but notice her basket that had by now rolled into the road, and it was like looking into her eyes. Broken. Empty. And though it seemed selfish at the time, I couldn't help think about my basket. That is, my yellow basket that faced a similar fate. See, my mother left me this basket when she left me. It was, well, yellow. It was plastic, and it was filled with holes that always seemed to let out my secrets. And as I moved from place to place, to place, to place, to place, to place, I always had to toss it in some dark corner of a place I never learned to call home anyway. See, my basket held memories. Memories of an aunt who would let us eat first, though there was never enough food to last. Memories of a grandmother who would feed every child in the neighborhood with leftovers, and every parent with the abundance of faith she was blessed with. Memories of a brother who, unable to find a job, made his own opening in the chest cavity of an unsuspecting victim. Now I'm just thinking, why did this guy not just give him the money he asked for? He told him he was going to a good cause, that his little brother Damion was thirsty, and he had just run out of tears to feed him with. My basket held shirts. Shirts that cover the scars on our backs that tell the stories of a world that we hope this one turns into someday. Shirts with the buttons falling like the petals falling from the flowers that are placed at the crude burial grounds of the fallen. The stitches were as carelessly done as was the parenting of every young man who ever raised his hand, either to strike a woman or to fire a gun. And even when we went on those adventures in our backyards, dodging bullets, feces, and failure, we would always wrap our shirts tightly above our emaciated waist just to hide the fact that, well, food never usually makes it this far. See, my basket held pants. Pants that were so tight that we literally had to suck it up and hold our breaths just to get it on. I wish they were bigger. I wish my world were bigger. I wish my dreams were bigger, but in a place where everything looks like, smells like, tastes like, sounds like, feels like death, these breaths are my only reminder that I'm still alive. My basket held sheets. Sheets stained with my tears, my liquid hopes for a second chance in my future. Tears that disappear every night and reappear again the next night like the stars I spoke to every night before I went to sleep. Tears that reminded me of the nights I spent crying, begging the Jesus figurine on the table to please bring my mother back. And he'd say again, you have to try again tomorrow. And I'd try. And I'd try, but I'd cry again tomorrow, but careful never to look at the mirror because I didn't deserve to see me cry. No, not like this. Like this. And with all the stuff that's stuffed in my basket, the only question that you could be left asking is, well, where is it? I don't know. So maybe that's why I feel so lost in this world. And as I return to the present, this heavy-set woman looks down at the food on the ground and smiles. She smiles. And I'm thinking, well, how is she possibly going to bring the food home? I mean, it's on the floor, it's dirty. And as though she heard my every thought, she picked up a half of her broken basket and rested on the flesh of her bosom. She picked up the most important pieces of food, looks at me and says, don't worry, my child. It's all right here.